In golf, the United States is taking home the President's Cup trophy for a 9th straight time. Xander Schauffele clinched it for the Americans with his one-up win over Corey Connors. The international team did make things a bit interesting Saturday and early Sunday in singles, but wins by Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantlay, and Tony Finau helping to put the President's Cup out of reach. For reaction, here's our Kyle Porter.
The United States wins their 9th straight President's Cup at Quail Hollow on Sunday by a pretty decent margin, 17.5 to 12.5 over the international team. It actually got a little bit closer than that for a while, and was very interesting. The international team, led by Captain Trevor Immelman, put up a really good fight. And I thought it was a very enjoyable President's Cup. You know, the score maybe when we look back in a year or 5 years or 10 years won't necessarily reflect that it was an enjoyable and fun President's Cup, but it really was. The U.S. was led by a couple of different guys. Jordan Spieth went 5-0-0, including his first ever singles win in an international match play event. He had never won a singles match in the Ryder Cup or the President's Cup, so he got his first win there. Justin Thomas partnered with Spieth over the first 3 days to win 4 points in the team play portion. He did not win his singles match, lost it to Siwoo Kim as the first match off on Sunday. And then Max Homa. Max Homa takes down Tom Kim, who was kind of the breakout superstar of this event on the international side and really for the whole event. But Max Homa beat him in the 10th match on Sunday and touched off a 4-0-0 record for his first ever President's Cup or Ryder Cup appearance. So that was big time from him, especially just a week after winning his 5th PGA Tour event and then playing in his first ever President's Cup this week. So overall for the United States, a really successful week. It was not ever really in doubt, especially after they got off to the 8-2 lead early on in the week. But it was good to see some of the new guys like a Max Homa, like a Cam Young, like a Sam Burns get that experience, especially going into the Ryder Cup in Rome, which will be played a year from now. And the President's Cup overall, I think has been, 3 of the last 4 have been really competitive and a ton of fun. So I'm hopeful for this event in the future. We'll have to see what LIV Golf does to the international side and even to the American side, whether both of those teams will be depleted more in the future based on LIV Golf taking players away from these two teams. But as it stands right now, I think there are a ton of reasons to be optimistic and hopeful about the future of the President's Cup. And certainly for the United States, as they head into the next year preparing for the Ryder Cup, trying to win for the first time in Europe in 30 years. That's a big task, but I think this is the team and these are the guys that are super young and stars and superstars that could have the moxie and could have the skill and the kind of the power to go over to Europe and get it done.
Kyle Porter, thank you so much as the United States takes home the President's Cup for a 9th straight time. For more from Kyle and Rick Gehman, as it may be, check out the First Cut podcast. You can get it wherever you find your podcasts.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.